So, dear students, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good afternoon to all of you. As
Good
the
afternoon,
name
sir.
of this
Good
experiment
afternoon to
is good afternoon to all of you. So it is experiment number 8, study of series and parallel RLC circuit, right? And what is the objective of this experiment? Right, to realize the concept of power. What is power? As in case of DC circuit, you have learned that voltage into current, it is the power, right? So, or so voltage difference V1 minus V2 into the current, also called the power. And what is power factor? This is the new term you will have to understand. And I tried in the last class also what is that and why this power factor is coming in RLC series and parallel circuit. And then you have to draw the phasor diagram. What is this phasor diagram? That also you have to understand, right? So in this yes, please. Okay. In the last class, I demonstrated that if it is a say a DC circuit, right? Say we have a resistor and we are exciting it by a DC battery, right? So in that case, what current is flowing through the resistor that can be measured by an ammeter and DC ammeter and a DC voltmeter, right? We will be able to get the current and voltage. Then by multiplying this, we will be able to okay. So we will be able to measure this power in case of DC circuit, right? Okay. But in case
everyone.
of
Kindly mute yourself.
yes, please.
Sir, someone is unmuted. We cannot hear actually. That's why I said.
Students, please don't do this sort of behavior because you people are grown up child, right? Okay. So please don't do this. Otherwise, what will happen within due time, I may not be able to finish the thing. Okay. Now look at this. This is a RL circuit. In case of AC, right? You know, you have studied resistance, right? But here in any electrical component, right? So we may have inductance. It may be inductor, capacitor. Those things you have learned. And because of this inductor capacitor, we got a term inductance or inductive reactance, right? Capacitive reactance because of the capacitor. So in a circuit, we may have resistance as well as inductance or resistance and capacitance, or maybe a mixture of them, right? Mixture means resistance, inductance, and capacitance. So that's why in AC circuit, instead of resistance, we call it impedance, right? Impedance, as you know, Z is equal to R plus JX, right? This is called impedance. The resistive part, this is the real component, and this is the reactive part, reactance, right? It may be for inductance or it may be for capacitance. Now this circuit, when we have say resistor and inductor, when we are exciting it by a AC circuit, then it will draw some current. By using an ammeter, we will be able to measure the current, and by using a voltmeter, we will be able to measure the voltage. Now the question is that the current, you know that AC current or AC voltage waveform is like this. At some instant, students, please mute you all, right? If you are not speaking, right, when you are not communicating with me, right, you please mute, right, so that all of your friends will be able to hear properly.
So what is
So
this?
you can understand that at different instant the value of the current or voltage are different. So which voltage or which current through which we are supposed to calculate. Say you have say this the value of current at this moment it is this much, and the other moment it is this much, and next it is this much. So for these reasons, we have come out with an equivalent quantity of the DC equivalent of the AC quantity. So that is called the RMS quantity, right? RMS of the voltage or RMS current, right? So from there, now the power in case of DC, we can easily calculate, measure this one. But in case of AC, we are supposed to multiply the VRMS. That means the DC equivalent of the AC voltage. Similarly, DC equivalent of the AC current. We actually multiply. Besides this, we multiply with some other factor that is called power factor. This one is called power factor, right? Why this power factor actually comes, I'll tell you that when there is only resistive element, say there is a resistive element and we are exciting it by some AC, right? At that time, right, what is the voltage and current? So this is the current. At that time, if this is the voltage equation, if this is the voltage, right? If this is the voltage, right? The current value, the current value will be also like this, right? Current value also will be like this. So why? Because of this, you know the very well, V by R is the current. So if my V is 10 and you know the resistance is 2 unit, then the current value will be the maximum value of the current will be 5, like this. Okay, so in that case, if it is a purely resistive circuit, in that case, the voltage and current go by shaking their hand, we can say, right? They go hand in hand. What is the meaning of this hand in hand going? It means that when the voltage is reaching its peak, the current is also reaching its peak. And when the current is crossing zero, at the time voltage is also crossing zero. But if there is some reactive element, either inductor or capacitor, in that case, what happened? They can't go, right, because of some magnetic property or capacitive property, either voltage or current, right? It either lags or leads. What is the meaning of that? Right, say it may happen when voltage is reaching its peak, the current may be reaching its peak slightly later, right? All right, so that means the magnitude also different, right? So that means again it is crossing zero after some time, right? So this phasor, this quantity is actually lagging by this quantity. Say A is one quantity, B is another quantity, and if there is another quantity like this, say it is a C, right? We can say another one. So then C is actually reaching its peak compared to this one as well as this one. So C is actually leading this one as well as this one. Are you understanding? So this leading and lagging comes because of the inductive elements, right? Inductive or capacitive elements. If it is an inductive element, right? In that case, the current actually lags the voltage. But if it is capacitive circuit, in that case, current actually leads the voltage, right? This you will slowly understand, right? The behavior at this moment with this, right? Now, say this is this is why. So when this is coming at a bit later or a bit early, because of this, when actually they will come, I mean, go hand in hand, that means when they will match, at that time, this factor becomes 1. So that means there is no phase difference between voltage and current. So that means theta is equal to 0. So cos 0 equal to 1, right? At that time, almost similar, right? DC and AC, of course, the equivalent quantity is we have to consider, right? But if it is slightly lagging, the other quantity, say current is lagging or current is leading, in that case, there will be some factor, right? So this factor will comes, right? So this is the power factor, how much it is deviated from from in phase relation. All right. Now, with this, so this
Sir,
is the
is the
power
angle between
measurement.
V and
We are
I?
supposed to find, we will be required these quantities. And then phasor, concept of phasor, right? In the last class also I told you that any sinusoidal quantity, we can say it is the amplitude is like this, right? With this amplitude, if we draw a circle, right? Say this now, if all the points we just simply uh, just we just draw, right? If we draw the projection of this point on this circle, right? Periphery of the circle, in that case, X will come like this. And this point will be coming like this at this point. This one will be at this point. X will be at this point. This one corresponds to this point, and this will be at this point. Z will be coming. I mean, if we do the projection, and again, when it will be at this point, so that means any AC quantity, right? This can be represented by a vector of this quantity as if which is rotating like this, and this which is actually rotating like this, right? And its value is how much? Its value is amplitude Vm, right? All right, so we can consider like that. So any sort of sinusoidal quantity, thus it can be represented by a vector, right? By a vector, and of course it has some phase also, right? With which it is actually rotating, right? So if it crossing at zero, it exactly at t equal to zero, so then it at that time the vector is actually pointing towards this, right? And all the points at when it is like this, the vector after by rotating, it will be coming like this, and then somewhere here and this. In this way, the vector actually rotating, right? So any sinusoidal quantity can be represented like this. So here comes the concept of phasor, right? So a phasor is a complex. So this quantity which actually rotating, it is a representation of the sinusoidal waveform, and that is also known as phasor representation. A phasor is a complex number that contains the amplitude and the phase angle information of an alternating quantity. What is the so amplitude you have understood. Now phase angle means when whether it is say whether it is starting at zero, right? Or it is starting after it's crossing the zero after some time, or it's crossing the zero before some time. So these are actually its phase. Okay, phase angle, right? So a phasor generally represented by this. Okay, phasor is represented by this. It has some magnitude and some it has the angle, right? Well, this angle actually indicates plus minus. If it is lagging, then we are usually represented by minus. If it is leading, that means this waveform which is actually crossed the zero a bit early or reaches its maximum early compared to this one. So at that time we are calling it early, means that's why we are denoting it by positive number. Okay, so you can see this is these are the representation. So that is called phasor representation of an alternating quantity. Now in your experiment, as it is telling, you have to find the phasor also, right? As you know, the phasor representation, if you can represent phasor, say this is the say this is one phasor and this is another phasor, right? Say phasor means what was its initial representation, right? So what will be the phasor diagram, right? Phasor diagram, you can draw the parallel from the parallelogram. This is the resultant, right? Of similar quantities. Of course, current needs to be added. Phasor of current should be added to phasor of current, and phasor of voltage should be added to phasor of voltage. Don't mix them up. Voltage should not be added with current, but you can represent them on the same diagram. Okay, students, we have to. So this is the representation. Say there are different type of waveforms. So those waveforms are represented. Say you can see this one. The bold one is I1 M1 sine omega t. You can see it is starting at 0, so its phasor is represented by IM1 angle 0, right? But you can see this one, say this one, it is actually positive. It is showing theta 2. So theta 2 means I2. So see, that's why it is written as positive, right? Sine omega t plus theta 2. It has at t is equal to 0, right? When it is starting, it has a positive phase. Okay, so this is leading with respect to this one. Similarly, this one also,
Screen is
I am,
lagging.
this one is lagging with respect to this one, right? But with respect to this, it is lagging or leading? Tell.
Sir, leading, I think.
Leading, very
Leading.
good, right?
Yes,
Because
sir.
see, it is crossing. See, always leading or
One
lagging, you will consider either
process
from the
to
peak or from the zero crossing point. So with respect to zero crossing point, say uh, this is coming at later time, right? Say at t is equal to 0, t is equal to 0, this comes early, and this comes very early. And if you want to see with respect to their peak value, say the peak of this comes at this moment, and peak of this comes at this moment, and peak of which one? Peak of this one is comes a bit early. So that's why it is actually leading the second one as well as the third one, right? Their magnitude may be different. Got the point? With respect to 0 or with respect to the peak, you will have to consider. And as I told you, the phasor can be represented by their by this, right? By circular representation can be shown. So here also these three quantities at, say, if you want to see at initial stage, say IM1, since it is IM1 is represented as this because it don't have any phase deviations, right? It cross at this. So it is represented as in the reference direction. It has magnitude, right? Now the second one, IM2, it has a theta, right, at initial stage. So this is its theta. So it is represented like this. According to its magnitude, you can draw this one. And IM3, it has a theta 3 value, which is less than this. So it is, where is theta 3? It is the theta 3, right? So it is actually representation I1, M1 and M2, right? If we draw the phasor diagram, right, vector diagram, parallelogram you have learned. So this is the IM3 actually comes. Okay, so this is the IM3 and where it comes, right? So IM3, the resultant one is actually lagging with respect to the IM, where it is, which one? This one is actually IM3 and this one
IM2.
is
Respect to IM2.
IM2, sorry. So IM2 and so IM3 is actually lagging IM2 but leading IM1. Got the point? Okay, students. So this is the phase representation. All right. If you have any queries related to this, you can ask me. I am giving you 2 minutes.
Sir, one thing, sir, the cursor size is so small that we cannot understand where you're pointing, sir.
Sir, when
All
theta
right.
is
Let
negative,
me.
in that case, it's a lag, right?
Yes, just wait. Okay, what your friends are telling? Let me try to see whether
Reuse highlighters.
highlighter will it be useful. All right. Okay, let me see whether I can using this. Yes, somebody was telling something. Right now you tell fast.
Sir, when theta is negative, in that case, it's a lag, right?
No, right. Theta is negative. Say both theta are negative. If all the theta are negative, which is more, I mean, say if say this one also, right, is coming. What is the value? So it is minus, say, let us consider minus 60 degree, minus 45 degree, right, minus 30 degree. Then this one actually, this one is most lagging, right? With respect to this was actually lagging with respect to this. Again, this one is lagging with respect to this, but leading with respect to this one. Similarly, the 30 degree, which is less compared to all of them, though they are all are lagging with
Your
respect
screen
to
is lagging.
0. Yes.
Your
Got the
screen is
point?
lagging.
Yes.
Sir, your
Yes,
screen is
like,
lagging.
My
yes, sir.
screen is what?
Sir,
Yes,
your screen is frozen actually. We cannot see 60 or 45. It's just 60 degrees.
yes, sir.
All right. I told that say 60 degree, minus 60 degree, minus 45 degree, minus 30 degree. All are negative. So, but which one is most lagging? Minus 60 is most lagging. So minus 60 is lagging with respect to minus 45. But but 45 is 45 is leading with respect to 60. As if like that, say you and your friends, right? Someone is ahead of you and someone is behind of you when you are talking what, right? So both of you may be in the negative side. Say 45, minus 45 and minus 60, both are negative. But minus 60 is more negative, lagging with respect to minus 45. So we can say minus 45, the waveform, which one is having minus 45 phase, it is actually leading with respect to minus 60. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, got it.
So
Sir,
here
here
for
we
the impedance is
take
equal to
theta 3
R
as negative
plus
or
J
positive.
into.
Okay, students, I hope all of you have understood. Again, I will be coming back. Those who have interest, right, I will come to this slide, right? Again, I will be discussing, right? Please note your discussion, note what you want. I will be definitely addressing your point. All right. Next is, so these are the theoretical thing. I'm not going to discuss in a very elaborate manner. So how we are actually calculating the average power. Average power, the formula, as I told you, VRMS into RMS into cos theta, from where it actually comes. This by average, I told you that average, right, with respect to time period, this PT, P is the power. Now P is what? Instantaneous power, instantaneous voltage into instantaneous current, right? So using this formula, formula means which one? V, if we take V is the reference, and usually the loads current are usually current lag. So it is minus theta we have considered. And using this formula, we have found this is the real power expressions, right? So V RMS, I RMS, cos theta. Usually phasor is represented by its RMS value and its phase value, RMS. All right. So I'm not discussing this one much, right? Okay. I hope you have understood when the theta is 0, cos theta will be 0. At the time, only VRMS into RMS will be the power. But if there is some angle, if it is a resistive circuit, then the power will be cos theta will be 1. Right? All right. So here you can understand, as I told you, that if we excite a resistor by an AC circuit, in that case the voltage and current, right? So if we represent the voltage, say Vm sin omega t, what will be its phasor representation? It will be like this. It has RMS value and its angle is 0. Mind it, right? Its angle is 0. Because why it is 0? Because at t is equal to 0, it crosses the 0. If at t is equal to 0, it is crossing like that, then it has some phase value, right? Maybe here also either positive, negative. In that case, that would be reflecting with here with this. But and the current value, you can see the current expression is coming also like this, using the mathematical derivation, right? You can get the current value also. So current phasor is also represented by this. It is, so RMS value is IRMS into angle 0, right? So how to represent in phasor diagram? If we take, it is the reference value, so theta will be 0, means for the voltage also it is represent pointing this direction. The current also it is pointing in this direction. All right. Similarly, for inductor, current is actually, current expression is C. Current expression lags 90 degree, right? All this I'm just showing you, right? So how we will be representing the phasor value? Say I is RMS and its angle will be minus 90 degree, right? So it is a representation. So the angle, when I'm representing on the phasor diagram, say this is the V reference voltage, V sin omega t we have considered. V sin omega t means when V is equal to VT is equal to Vm sin omega t, right? So it is VRMS and angle is 0. So its value is in the x-axis V and angle is 0, right? And similarly, the when we will be finding the current value, you see it is 90 degrees. So the representation of current will be in this 90 degree. It is the negative angle. It is shown. It will be coming like this. All right. So in this direction, now depending on the magnitude, you will have to draw where actually the current value. So it will be like that, right? And in case of capacitor, the current actually leads, right? If you do this.
Sir, some noise is coming
Yeah.
from back.
So students, those are doing, please try to understand, right? You all are grown up child. You should understand this. If you are not interested, in that case, you can see the video because it is we have given it in recording mode, so you will be able to understand it. All right. Okay. So as here in capacitor, you can see the capacitor. If you derive the current in case of capacitor, the current waveform is coming like this. So plus 90 degrees. So pure capacitor, it actually, so it is represented I plus 90 degree. So that's why the current is in this direction. And V angle 0, this is the reference voltage, right? All right, so voltage and current, it follows like this. Now, as I told you, in circuit we have resistance, inductance, inductor. Uh,
Sir, you're not audible.
okay, now am I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So as I told you, that resistance and inductance, they will be definitely there in the circuit, right? So resistor and inductor, right? If we excite it by a source, then what you will see? The current will be flowing IR, IL like this, right? So uh, now, in case of pure resistor circuit, what we have seen, the voltage and the current, they flows in the same, right? They don't have any phase difference. So it is the representation. Voltage and current are in the same direction. IR means IR into R is the VR, voltage drop. So that is right. That is in the same direction, right? Because I and R, I don't have I small. The current has no phase difference. Right, but in case of inductor, what is the representation phasor diagram? Say the VL, right, and the current is actually lagging, so 90 degree, right? So you can see this one. Now, if we rotate this, because say some IR and IL, same current is flowing. So in order to point IR and IL in the same direction, if we rotate it by 90 degree, then we will get this graph, right? Here also the current is actually lagging by voltage by 90 degree, right? Now these two quantities, these two curve, because IR as well as IR and IL, they are same, right? So now they are superimposed on the same graph. What we will see, IR and IL in this direction. So VR is also in this direction, and now what will happen? VL, right? VL is in this direction. So you can see VL and VR, right? Now VL and VR. So what will now this V? So V is what? V is the phasor sum. V is vector VR plus VL is this one. In case of AC circuit, if you don't give the weight sign, right, then it is not correct, right? Some phasor sum of the voltage drop across resistor and voltage drop across inductor will be equal to the source voltage, right? Now, what will be the angle? Then the phase difference is not exactly 90 degree or not zero, right? Since resistance is also there. So they will be in between 0 to 90 degree, positive or negative, depending on the capacitor or inductor. So how to find this? You have the VR and you bring this VL here. So now you draw the parallelogram or vector according to this. VR plus VL will be the V. So you can find this V, right? And this will be the theta. So that the power factor angle, now you will decide according to this cos theta. Similarly, we may have capacitor also in the same direction, right? Capacitor, if we
Sir, sir,
draw this the way we have discussed,
sir,
capacitor, yes.
sir, again explain that yes, sir. Your screen is actually frozen, sir, and that pointer is also not visible where you are pointing.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as I told you, this VR and IR, they are in the same direction, and in case of IL inductor, the current and the voltage, the current is actually lagging, right? Current is lagging the voltage in case of inductor. So I have rotated it by 90 degree. We get this. Since IR and IL, they are in the same direction. We have, IR and IL, they are same in the circuit, right? So in order to make them in the same direction, we have just rotated this. So we have got this one. So here VR in this direction, VL in this direction. So we have taken the phasor sum VR plus VL. We got the V. So V is this IZ actually, right? IZ. Okay.
Sir, what is J
So
here?
yes.
Sir, what is
Tell.
J? What is J
Yes.
multiplied by XL?
Yes. J is representing that 90 degree shift, right? Because the current IL is actually lagging. IL is actually lagging the VL. So by 90 degree. So this J is J will tell you that it is a 90 degree shift is there between between quantities. All right.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All right. So similarly, I mean here, so in this way you will find that B and the theta, that is the power factor you have to for a circuit when you will be measuring the power factor cos theta. So what will be theta, because it is not a pure resistor, a pure capacitor or pure inductor, right? So what will be your theta? So this will be the theta, resultant theta. This is the right. And this theta is nothing but R and X. You can say impedance triangle. This is called impedance triangle, resistance and reactance, right? From this, so what is the impedance is actually making with resistance? That is the power factor angle. Similarly, for AC, I'm sorry, when capacitor also we can have this. So you can see VR plus VC. Here will be V supply voltage V will be VR plus VC, right? So if we draw this, the resultant the characteristics will be like this. As I told you in capacitor, the voltage actually lags the current. So see, the current is actually lagging, right? And the resultant will be like this. This one and this one will be resultant. So this plus this. So it is actually pointing to this one. And so this is the resultant current. Sorry, resultant angle, right? Resultant angle, which is actually giving the power factor angle. Okay. And we may have series RLC circuit, as I told you here, VR plus VL plus VC. So VR plus VL plus VC vector sum or phasor sum will be equal to the supply voltage B, right? So now say depending on the value of the inductor or capacitor, the circuit is like this: VR plus J XL minus XC, right? So depending on the XL, so inductive reactance or capacitive reactance, right? If capacitive reactance value is very high, then the total circuitry will be capacitive. If the inductive reactance is very high compared to capacitive reactance, then the circuit will be inductive, right? So see here VC, right? VL in this direction, right? As I told you, the current lags the voltage, right? So current is actually lagging the voltage VL, right? But leading the voltage VC in this direction VC. So depending on the VL plus VC, right, the resultant will be, say if omega L, XL is greater than 1 by omega C, right? That is XL is greater than XC. In that case, VL plus VC is coming like this, and then this plus VR, we are getting the resultant. So this is the resultant power factor angle. Similarly, if capacitor is higher, in that case, the VL plus VC will point in this direction, right? And the circuit resultant will be this one. So the current is actually leading the net voltage. But here, in case of inductive circuit, right, current actually lags the net voltage. Okay. And then we may have the parallel combination of resistance and resistor and inductor, resistor and capacitor. So in that case, in case capacitor is some of the current we usually see KCL, right? I is equal to phasor sum of IR plus IL, right? So IR plus IL, and then IR plus IL, the resultant current is this one, right? If the circuit is inductive, see, this is the inductive, the current is actually lagging the voltage, supply voltage. But in case of capacitor circuit, right, we know that the current is actually leads the voltage, right? So this is the current representation, net current. So IR plus IC, this is the net current, and net current is again leading the net voltage. Okay. So with this concept, right, now I will go for the demonstration of the we will. So to realize the concept, so again, so study of series and parallel RLC circuit. Objective to realize the concept of power, as I told you here earlier also, right? So this is the representation of the actual diagram where we have to measure the power, right? When what a power factor phasor diagram also we have to draw, right? Say we are in a circuit, right? We have the R and L series combinations, and what power we will be measuring. This power, for power measuring, to say in the earlier case when I have shown you, right, I have not shown you this power meter, right? This is the watt meter. Okay, so watt meter, through this watt meter we are actually connecting this R and L. All right, so in the circuit we have to connect the circuit like this, and then what power we will be getting from here, and the voltage, voltage across the load we will get from here, voltage. All right, and the current, whatever the current is flowing, this current we will get from this, right? So what are these? I told you that we have the supply voltage of 230 volts single phase voltage, right? And this is an auto transformer or single phase variac or dimmer-stat, right? By varying the knob of this, we can apply variable voltage across the load, right? So now this, using this reading, right, ammeter, voltmeter or power, we have to find the resistance value, we have to find the inductance value, then we have to draw the phasor diagram, and then from the power calculations we will be able to get the power factor for computation, and from phasor diagram also we will get a power factor, right? From the phasor diagram, as I told you, say if this is the right, so if this is the theta, final theta, so this theta will be right in the, so as say this is the current.
Sir,
and
both the power factors will be same.
of course, because circuit is same, right? In any manner you go, but that you have to verify by experimental data. Okay. Right now, this is the auto transformer. We will see in because in the demonstration I'll be able to see, and these are ammeters, and you can see voltmeter, different type of voltmeters. You can see with the same voltmeter, we may have different scale because we may have different range of voltage voltmeter, right? For different measurement purposes, right? For say different voltage measurement purposes you can use, right? So this is the watt meter. The details I will demonstrate in the, laboratory session, right? So voltage, voltmeter, sorry, this is the watt meter, and you can see watt meter we have two main coil, current coil and voltage coil, right? M and L, between this M and L, right? Right, we have the current coil and we have the pressure coil between the voltage point and the, right? So we have, see, this is a common point we have, and one voltage coil. Actually, this is the common point. This is the common terminal, and this side we have the voltage V terminal. V terminal means which volt. Here you can see this one or this one or this one you will be using. So depending on that, you have to connect this one. All right. Now the current coil. So current coil you have to connect across the in series with the load. Now current coil, where this current coil and how pressure coil, how they are actually remaining, that I have demonstrated in the practical session. That I'll tell you in detail there also. Now the multiplication factor also I told you in the last class last time, that the same wattmeter can be used for measuring higher power, right? Say when say this is the how to measure the multiplication factor, right? Say if the wattmeter is showing 500 value, right, and it has say multiplication factor 2, in that case you have to multiply it by 2 so that the reading will be 1000 watt, not the 500 watt, because now when this multiplication factor will come, right, because the scale is in this, right, says, right, the same scale may be used for measuring higher power, because we have the voltage range and different voltage range, and we have different current range. So how to measure this, calculate this multiplication factor? This is voltage range into current range by power range. That means what is the power range scale, power scale, and which voltage scale you are actually using? This one, or this one. So that voltage you have to mention, and what current range you are using. Current range means these are the plunger. You can connect them either in this pattern or in this manner. Right. So depending on that, current combination, current carrying capacity of the coil may be varied. Right. So what current carrying capacity you are using, accordingly you will have to put this value, and then accordingly you will be able to find the multiplication factor. So whatever reading you will get in the wattmeter, that you have to multiply with this multiplication factor. So these are actually the resistor, inductor, capacitors. They look like this, right? Now the measurement, for measurement purposes, as I told you, right, for measurement purposes, say for this experiment, for this, right, what are the, we have to by adjusting the wattmeter, Demonstrate, right, Demonstrate knob means this one. You can see by this one, this can be rotated in order to vary this. So by varying this, you can apply different voltage and current. So, and accordingly, the wattmeter reading also you have to note, right? Say voltmeter reading, say it's coming 112, and ammeter reading is this, and the wattmeter reading is this one. So from this, here 4 set of data. These are old data. I have done the experiment, right, freshly. You will get those data for calculation purposes. Now these data you have to use in order to calculate the resistance, right, because it is a RL circuit. So what is the inductance, right? What is the power factor? Those things you have to calculate. Minutely note it, because you have to calculate this. Say, as you know, the power will be consumed at the resistor, right? Real power, and we can calculate it by this formula, I square RL. So W value will be obtained. We will get from the wattmeter, and the current we will get the ammeter. Those currents we are getting actually the RMS current, right? Equivalent quantity. Okay, equivalent AC DC equivalent of the AC quantity. That is RMS quantity we are getting. So using this, we can get the resistance formula, resistance value, right? And you know, in AC circuit, V is equal to IZ. So Z, using this Z, how to calculate this Z? V by I. Now V you have got this one 133, and I is 0.26. So V by I, you can get it, right? This value. So this is Z. Now you know that R square plus X square equal to Z square. So using this, you can find the XL value, right? Z square minus RL square. So XL is what? XL is omega L. So omega is 2 pi F, right? 50 hertz F, right? So Z you can calculate from this, right? How to calculate this XL value? Z value you have calculated, RL value you got. So put these values and you will get it. Now 2 pi F L is
Sir,
the
how to
XL.
calculate Z value?
Z value is Z is equal to what? V by I. Your V is known, as I have shown here. Your V is how much? 133, and your current is how much? I 0.26. V by I. It is giving the Z value. Okay. So V by I will be is used to calculate the Z impedance. Is it okay? Now from that impedance, you are calculating the inductance value. Now how to calculate the power factor? As we know that the real power is Vrms into Irms into cos theta. All right. So Vrms, Irms, cos theta. Now you put the values of Vrms. How much Vrms is value you have seen? 133. And this value I am using this one. Say this data I'm actually using. Okay. we have 4 set of data. With each set of data, you can do the calculation, and every time if the data are correct, you are supposed to get the same value, same resistance and inductance value. All right. So using this, you are getting the inductance value, and power factor is VRMS IRMS cos theta. So real power you got from the watt meter. So this by VRMS IRMS 133 this. So you are getting the power factor, this one. Now this cos theta once it, so these are the calculations involved, right? Now you have to go, you have to draw the phasor diagram. So how you will draw the phasor diagram? You have to, so this is the x-axis and y-axis. As you have seen, this is a simple RL circuit. In RL circuit, what you have seen VR and VL, the resultant is VZ. That means supply voltage is VZ. So this is the the power factor angle. This angle you have to calculate. How you will calculate? You can do this, say VR by VZ equal to cos theta. You can say, right? So there are different ways you can now what current I have, I is equal to this, XL is equal to this, IR is equal to this. So what will be the value of VL? This is nothing but IXL. J is omitted. J means it is indicating that it is 90-degree shifted. So VL equal to IXL, that you have, how much you got? 130. Now VR, how much you got? 26. So how you are 1 unit, say in x-axis, you are actually pointing that this much of unit you will consider 10. Say this 1 unit in the graph paper when you will be plotting. So one unit is 10 volt. So accordingly you will consider. So my 30, it is around 30. So 1, 2, 3 like this. So this is my VR point. VR is along the x-axis because you know VR is in the same direction of current, because it is a resistive element, and VL is in the 90-degree. So what value? Again 130 means you have to note that how many, because 1 unit is 10. So how much? So there you will have the voltage point. All right. So accordingly you got this. Now you find this VR plus VL. You draw this one. So VZ, how you will calculate? VR square plus VL square, and root over of this will be 132 you are getting. So this one. Now you calculate the power factor cos theta is equal to, as I told you, this one, this by VZ. So VR is equal to how much? 26, and the value, and VZ is this. So you are calculating again the value. So you are getting the power factor. All right. So look at this power factor and the calculated power factor, they are almost same, right? 2.202, and here it is 0.202. In the fourth decimal, we are finding some difference, right? Similarly, instead of RL, if we connect a capacitor, then also we have to measure the power, current, voltage, right? In order to, in capacitor, since there is no resistor, it is a pure capacitor. So only capacitance value we have to calculate, and all the other things will be same, right? Same the data I have said, these are the data, and we have calculated these values. As see, the wattmeter is showing 0. Why it is showing 0? Because capacitor it is capacitor, pure capacitor. There is no resistance, so I square R loss will be 0, obviously, right? So how to calculate this? Again, say Z, you can see VI is known. So from here you can calculate the Z value, I square R, because R is 0, right? So W is 0. So I mean, in a reverse manner, we are actually getting wattmeter 0 means RC is equal to 0, because it is a pure capacitor. Similarly, again, R0 means XC will be simple Z. So XC is 1 by omega C 2 pi C. From here you can calculate Z value is known, F is known. So you can calculate the capacitance from here, right? Again, W0 means power factor is 0, because it is a pure capacitor, right? The current actually leads the voltage by 90-degree. Okay. So similarly, so current is actually leading by voltage 90-degree. In this manner, you can draw the phasor diagram also, right? Then we may have RLC series circuit. I'm coming to that. After this, I will show the lab demonstration. So here again we have to calculate, since it is an RLC circuit. Here we have to calculate R, L, and C separately, right? So for this, we will be required these values: wattmeter value, current value, voltmeter value. Besides this, we will be required. This is called choke. Choke means an inductor, inductive coil. So it has resistance as well as inductor. So what is the voltage across this? This voltage will be required, and what is the voltage across the capacitor? Those things also you can take it by a multimeter or by connecting some voltmeter also
Sir,
you can
could you
calculate.
repeat what is choke?
Choke means it is an inductive coil. Inductive coil means, say, when it is an inductive coil, it has inductance as well as it has some resistance also. Okay, high inductive, right? Inductance value is very high. Okay. So again, you have to take different meter readings. Okay, and the voltage across the, say, resistance, inductance, and capacitance. Right. So what is the voltage across VRL? That can be calculated. Similarly, what is the voltage across VC? That can also be obtained using multimeter. See, VRL and VRC are measured by varying digital multimeter, using digital multimeter. So again, the methodology is same. You have to say, I square R is loss is occurring because of the resistance. So what the power, wattmeter will give you the power value and the current, so you can calculate the resistance. Similarly, Z can be calculated, V into IZ, V equal to I into Z. So V is known, I is known, so Z value you can calculate. Now ZRL, right? What will be the impedance of RL, right? Inductive coil. So VRL is you have calculated, and the same current is flowing through this. So from here you can calculate only ZRL, because right, otherwise it will not be possible for calculating individual components value. So ZRL you have calculated, right? Now, so what will be the value? ZRL square. ZRL means R square plus L square. So here R value you have calculated. R value you have already calculated in the last slide. I have shown R value. Okay, so ZRL you have found. So from here you can calculate XL also. So XL, similarly XC, how to calculate the XC? If the voltage is known, BC is obtained from the meter, and the current is same current. So BC by I is the say XC is right. XC, so XC once it is found, so 1 by 2 pi FC into C will so from here XL, you will be able to know this value. All right, students, I hope you are following, right? So we are first VRL, we are calculating the current VRL by I will be the ZRL. From ZRL, R is known, so L can be found out from the XL. So, and similarly, XC is also we are calculating VC by I. This VC and this VRL we are separately getting by using some multimeter or by using some meter. So L is known here. C is also we can calculate. And now power factor, what will be the value? How to calculate this power factor? P. This is the wattmeter reading, and VRMS, IRMS, whatever we have got, we are putting, and we are getting the power factor value. So similarly, here also we have to calculate the value of VR equal to IR. That is in the x-axis direction. There is no phase difference between VR and I. So that's why we are in this direction. Now Vx. See, we have Vx. See, we can calculate VL in this direction, VC in this direction separately. But we know that XL minus XC. Here XC is very high. So you can see the XC value is 795 and XL is 475. So here XC is very large compared to XL. So the net VL and VC, it is actually pointing downward direction in the vector diagram as I have shown earlier. Okay. So we are calculating. You can calculate IXC and then again IXL. Then you can subtract. But it is better since you know it, right? So you are in this way. You can calculate the VX, net VX, which is in the downward direction, right? That means the net circuit is capacitive. All right. Now, so you know the VR and you know Vx. So VR plus Vx is actually the supplied voltage Vz. Using this formula, you can calculate. Now you calculate the power factor. How to calculate the power factor? Cos theta is equal to base by hypotenuse. So VR by Vz. You are calculating this one. All right, students. So in this way, you will have to do the calculation for all the other. Right. Now, in case of RL parallel circuit, RL and capacitor, they are actually in parallel. So here, instead of voltage, we will be using current. Some vector sum of current, right, will be equal to the net current. The same circuit here. Look at this. Here, what I have done in this. So instead of the all the other circuitry, right, we are actually measuring the voltage across the RL's load, right? So what I have done here, because if we use these voltages, there will be slight error, because in other cases we have used the voltage across the load, but for this parallel circuit, why we will take this one, right? So here I have connected one voltmeter, right? Voltmeter, in order to see what is the voltage across the RL circuit, in order to show you that this voltage is right, is more appropriate in order to use the voltage across the load, not this one, not this one. All right. So here what will be required? Additional current I1 and I2 will be required. So for that we have to connect to a meter, that we have to do, and the rest is same as it is. We have to measure the voltmeter reading, wattmeter reading, ammeter reading, and the current across this RL circuit, and the current through the capacitor circuit. Okay, voltage across choke and RL. This voltage is same because they are parallel. Okay. Students, now once you are getting this in the same manner, right, you will be calculating the impedance, right? And VRL and VC are known to you. So how to calculate the Z? So say this V, you have calculated V by I is the net impedance you are calculating. So net impedance you got, and the resistance value I square R equal to this. So from here you will get the resistance value. Then with this ZRL, VRL is known to you. So using this VRL and I1 is known to you, you calculate the ZRL, right? So from here XRL R is known to you, because I square R
Sir,
is only for the resistive element, right? So
Sir,
XL you are getting, right? So from here you can get the value of L. Similarly, X is equal to VC, VRL and VC, they are same. So VC by I2, this I2 is also known to you. So using this, you can calculate the capacitor value also. Next is power factor. Similarly, VRMS and IRMS, right? And the cosine cos theta. This IRMS is the net current, not the individual current. Okay. And from here also you can calculate the cos theta value. Right.
Sir, could you show
Now,
the previous slide?
yes.
Sir, could you show the previous slide once again?
As I told you, what power is VRMS into RMS into cos theta. From this calculation, right? Through the calculation, you have to measure the power factor that you have measured here, right? And next is power factor. You have to calculate from the phasor diagram also. Right? Then you have to tell you whether they are same or not. Now, as it is in parallel circuit, as I told you that instead of voltage, you will be measuring from the current perspective, you will be checking, right? So so what is the current? I is actually getting divided I1 and I2. What is the angle of I1? That is tan inverse of omega L by R. XL you know, right? And what is R? That also you know. XL is this, R is this. So you can calculate the value of theta 1, right? So you can place the vector I1, right? So where will be I1, right? I1, so value is say 19 degree, you can say, and it is I1, right? Since it is current is lagging in this circuit, because RL circuit, RL current will be lagging with respect to the voltage. So this one you have drawn. So depending on the theta, it is coming to this. With respect to voltage, it is lagging. Now next, the current 2, that means current through the capacitor. You can see the current through the capacitor, there is no resistance, so obviously it will be 90 degree leading, right? So this is the 90 degree leading, right? So what is the value of current I2 that you know from the meter? Now you have I1 plus I2. So depending on that, you draw the phasor diagram. I1 plus I2, what will be the net current is this one, right? So net current is this one, means the current is leading because the circuit is capacitive, because the XC is higher than the XL. So that's why the net current is power factor is this one. So, and how to calculate this phi? This formula is very simple. You have used in your plus 2 level this formula. Using this, we are calculating what is the net phi value. So this is the phasor diagram. From the phasor diagram, you can calculate cos phi is equal to what. Okay. All right, students. Okay, now I will show you the demonstration. Wherever required, I will say I have taken for three readings, but I have demonstrated only for one. Some of the basic things which is required to understand the experiment, right? So you can see here we are standing before this panel. This is the
So screen is frozen.
study of series.
Video is lagging.
Please tell what?
Sir, screen is lagging.
The screen is freeze.
So
Screen is
screen is
lagging.
frozen. We cannot see it. It's frozen at one point.
Oh, video is not shared.
There, sir, but frozen.
No video
Sir,
is
it will
shared.
come automatically, sir. Please please open that video again, sir. It will come automatically, I think.
Full
So the
screen,
video
sir.
is lagging.
Okay, just wait. Okay, just wait. Let me see as I. But the voice was clear, right?
Yes, sir. Voice was
Yes.
clear.
Okay, now see. Okay. So here we will study series RL circuit, then only with capacitor, then series RLC circuit, then parallel RLC circuit. Right? In every cases, we shall try to find the value of the components. That means for resistor, we will find the resistance. For inductor, we will find the inductance. And for capacitor, we will find the value of capacitance. How to find those values, right, from the measurements that I have already demonstrated in theoretical class, theoretical demonstration. So now let us first try to do the series RL circuit, right? So you can see we have the power here in this board, right? So from this wall mounted board, we are actually taking the power.
So screen is completely frozen.
Sir, screen is freeze, sir.
Power will come to this auto transformer.
Sir, sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes. Sir, the screen
Video
is
is
freezing,
not
sir.
working properly, sir. It is lagging very much.
It is lagging. Rajdeep sir, what is your view?
Sir, I think when you made that video, sometime your video frozen, sir. Actually, it is okay. You just keep it going, sir. Keep it
Okay.
on, sir.
Okay, students, just try to understand this one. You will get this right. If required, the video we will share the video also. No, don't worry. Okay. Yeah, we can call it, right, or demonstrate, as I say, right. Once we will be switching on, the power is coming through this miniature circuit breaker, so that there will be no problem. Right? You can understand. So once I am switching it on, right, so the power is coming over this. Now the power is ready to this terminals, right? So here is the circuit. You can see this is the circuit diagram, right? From the power is coming from the power. We are getting this power from the wall mounted socket, right? Then this is auto transformer. After that, we are connecting this for measurement watt meter. Okay, I will come to that watt meter, and then we are supposed to connect one ammeter, right? And then we are connecting a voltmeter across the load. That is load is RL, right? Okay, students. So we will be doing this experiment. As I told you in the class also, that we have two coils in watt meter. One is current coil that should be connected in series, right? And another one is the voltage coil or pressure coil. So how to connect this, right? So between M and L, we were supposed to connect our current coil, and between C means common, right? C and V terminal, that's what voltage we are connecting. So let us look into this, okay? In this, for the time being, let us switch it on. So you can understand, this is the watt meter, right? Automatic Electric Limited. This is the company. You can see 50 hertz, right? AC/DC. In both cases, we can use this, right? We are using for AC power. You can see this is the voltage, right? We can use for two scales, right? And in class, I told you that we can use a multiplication factor for measuring higher power. So we can use 150 volt connection, or we can use 300 bolt connection. So, and the current coil should be in between M and L. This you can see very clearly. M and L terminal in between this current coil, it should be connected. Okay, so here you can see this M and common should be connected first. So this look at this M and this common, say by this yellow wire we are connecting this common and the M, as I have shown from here. Here this common C means this is common and M is shorted. Then the line, that means load side we can say, okay, line or load you can say. From this L point, you can see from this L point, we have to connect one ammeter, right? That ammeter. So from L, you can see through this green wire where we are coming it in this position. This is an ammeter, right? We have connected this ammeter. The other end of the ammeter we are connecting at across the. We are coming to this point. So this other end of the ammeter we are coming at. So 300 volt, we are where the voltmeter we are using it's 300 volt. Okay, so from this one is coming over this, and the other end of the voltmeter is this one, which is connected to at this point, or it may be connected to this point because this is the reference line. You can connect it either this one here, or you can connect both of them together and then connect it to this one. So let us look into this. The other end of the voltmeter we are connecting where. So it is coming to this point, so this volt coil. So where it is, this is the voltage, right? So 300 volt, we are coming, you can see this point, this is coming. That means this point, this common is coming to this point, and then this point we are connecting it to the auto transformer. So let us look into this. From this point, we have connected to this one. You can see, this is the point, right? And in order to measure the voltage, so this voltmeter is not shown here, but if you want to see exactly what voltage it is supplying, right, and what this voltmeter will show the exact voltage across the load, that is across RL load, right, from this. So this voltmeter will show the voltage across the RL circuit. All right. So up to this we are here, right, up to this. Now from this point again we have to connect one resistor and inductor in series. So let us first go from this point. This point means this one where 300 is written. So from this point, right, from this point we are going to this. You can understand. We are coming over this resistor.
Sir, your video is freezing, sir.
Resistor is going to the inductor. So here we are
not able to understand.
to an inductor.
So we are not able to understand,
Anyone
sir.
you can connect, right? So
Okay, just wait.
So we are coming this point, and the
Rajdeep. Okay, what sort of problem you are facing, students?
Sir, there's a huge difference between voice
drops
and video.
continues.
Sound
continues, but video freezes.
Video voice is not going line by line.
The video is freezing.
other end of the inductor is coming to this point, right? That means it is with the, it must connect it. You are supposed to connect it to the reference line. So reference line means either. See, you can see here we have the coils are actually in between these terminals, right? So we can connect, right? We can connect them B1 E2 E2 or E1 B2, or maybe this through this plunger. Actually, we are making this connection. So we can connect this either B1 B2 or E2 E1 E2. We can connect them. Then it calls series connection. But if we are using B1 E2 and E1 B2, then this is called parallel connection, where the carrying capacity will be higher, right? So that means it is now it will actually take more current, that is 2 ampere current. So usually from the vendor side, right, those actually develop this meters, that means Automatic Electric Limited, they actually give the instruction. So either we can connect in this way or in this way, or we can connect the voltmeter either at 150 volt or at 350 volt, sorry, 300 volt. So accordingly, we'll have to calculate the multiplication factor. Now you can see this here, usually it is given, you can see if it is B1, B2 what, and E1, E2 is what, or if we connect it B1, E2, B2, E1, then what actually? So it is telling that if we connect it to B1, B2, that means if we join B1 and B2, then that means we will be using this for 1 ampere, okay? But when we are using in this manner, say B1, E2, B2, E1, you can see from here, B1, E2, and E1, B2, that means we are using it for higher power. So for higher current, that means 2 ampere current. All right, so you can understand, and then what is the scale? See, what is the scale of measurement? It is 150. 150 is the power calculation, the maximum power calculation that is possible. Now you can see how to calculate the multiplication factor. As I told you, that current range into voltage range divided by power range. This is actually the multiplication factor. Okay, now current range we have used it for 2 ampere, and the voltage range we have used for 300 volts, and power range is 150, right? So that means multiplication factor will be 4. Now if the current range we would be using 1 ampere and the voltage would be say 150 instead of 300, then 1 into 150 by 150, in that case the multiplication factor will be 1. That means whatever power we will be getting, we are supposed to use the same power. But since here we have connected for 2 ampere and higher current as well as higher voltage, that means whatever reading we will get from this wattmeter, we have to multiply it by 4. I hope this is clear to you. So every time when we will be taking the value, say wattage power, wattage, then that actual wattage is actually that wattage into 4 will be the actual watt, right? Consumed. Okay. Now with this understanding, let us switch it on. Okay. So what we will be doing, 120 may not be exactly same. That's why we are calibration may not, maybe there may be some error, but that's why we are using some meter, say voltmeter, what voltage is coming across the RL circuit, right? As you have seen, this voltmeter is actually giving the voltage across the RL circuit. So we have see here, it is not exactly, it's slightly less than 120. So let us just adjust this one in order to get the voltage exactly 120 volts, right? So with this 120 volt, okay, with this 120 volt, what is the current? And check this current, as the what ammeter can also be connected for different combinations. Here we have 2 range, right? The same scale may be used for 1 ampere or maybe 2 ampere. Say upper scale is giving for 2 ampere, the lower scale, see here, the lower scale, 2 scale are there, lower scale is for 1 ampere. So since we have connected it for 2 ampere, so we'll have to note, so this is 1, this is 1.2, so obviously here in the middle one is 1.1. And then each point will be corresponding to 1.12, 1.14, 1.16, 18, and then finally it will be 1.2 here, the higher scale. All right. So let us note down what is the current exactly. It is 1.1, 2, 3. There in the third pointer it is actually pointing. So 1.16. Let us take the okay, it is like now it is showing 1.18. Okay, let us consider it 1.18 or maybe slightly more than that, right? 1.85. Okay, so here Now we'll have to note down the reading. So what are the readings, right? Because this readings, so we have to write wattmeter reading, voltmeter reading, ammeter reading. Then for the calculations, the calculation steps I have also shown, right? So from the phasor diagram, you are supposed to get the power factor, and from the calculations also, you are supposed to get the power factor. You will have to see whether they are coming same or not. If everything is same, that means if you are collecting the measurements correctly, and if you are drawing the phasor diagram correctly, then they should match, right? So let us know this. So in this way, you will have to adjust the voltmeter. Say you will now, instead of 120, you will take 150 or maybe higher than that. In this way, 3-4 readings you are supposed to take. So for 160 volt, whatever the current and whatever the power. So all these things you are supposed to note down. Okay. So I have noted the voltage at 120, right? And the current also we have noted, right? Okay, current is fluctuating, and the power you can see exactly 30, 40, 50, 60, right? So 30, 40 means it is 36, right? So say for this one, we are writing 36. Exactly the power is 36. Is it visible to all of you? I hope it is visible, right? See 36, that means third point, right? It is pointing. Okay, now you can see, right here you can see in this diagram, right? I have just, I'm just showing this one. See, the wattage reading I have written that whatever the meter reading, it is showing 36. Now, actual power consumption is not 36. It is, we have to multiply it with 4. So 60 into the multiplication factor 4. So that one will be the actual power consumption. And we have noted the voltage, right? Whatever the voltage we are getting, 120, and the current actually, okay, it is almost between 8 and 10. So it is 9. We are, let us call it. So it will be 1.19. We are taking this one. Okay. So similarly, you will have to take few other readings. Like I have just, I have taken this, when I have increased the voltage, so 153, right? And at that time I have got 1.53, the current, and the wattmeter readings, I have got 60, so 60 into 4. And similarly, I have increased further, so it is 170 volt. What is the current that I have noted? And power reading was 73. So that I have multiplied it by 4. So that is series RL circuit. All right. Now we have to connect the next circuitry. What we have to say in place of this, you can see now we will just remove this one, and in this place I will connect a capacitor. The circuitry will remain same, right? In place of RL, we will be simply connecting one capacitor. Okay. So for the time being, again, every time what you will do, right? So you will make the voltage 0 and then switch it off. All right. Now you know that, so these two terminals, the end-to-end terminals, right? Let us connect it. R and L be connected, but these two terminals, this one and this one, will simply take, that means that this terminal. Since we have to connect across the capacitor, we are connecting it here, right? And the other end of the inductor also, I am connecting it. You can see the connection for this circuit is ready. So in the same way, we have to take the voltage. Now it is a pure capacitor. We don't have any resistor. So what will be the power consumption? Since there is no resistor, I square R loss. 0. Since R is not there, so power consumption will be 0. Right? So let us give up, and let us increase the voltage 120 first. Okay? We are actually observing. Okay. We have not switched on, so that's why meter is not showing any reading. So let us again switch it on. Then increase the voltage up to 120. Again, you have to keep it in mind, this 120 from where we are setting. See, this one is, here also we have two scales, 150 and 300. So 150 is the lower scale, 300 is the upper scale. Since we have connected 300, so we will have to follow the upper scale. So you can see it is exactly 120 showing. Now we are noting this voltage, right? See, the voltage I have noted and the corresponding current. The current, what is the current value? You can see it is again here also upper scale. So you can see it is this pointer is in lower scale it is 0.2, but at upper scale it is 0.4, right? So it is 0.4 plus each point actually you can see 0.4, the middle one is 0.5, so each decimal is actually 0.02. So it will be but it is showing what exactly? Okay, it is showing exactly 0.02, so it is 0.42. All right, so we are noting it as, right? We are noting as 120 volt, 0.42 is the current value. Now let us see what is the power consumption. See, power consumption it is showing 0. Why power consumption it is showing 0? As I have explained, it is a pure capacitor. There is no resistor, right? So that's why it is showing the I square R. It is showing 0 power. So we are noting the wattage. This wattage into multiplication factor, again it will be 0. So this reading is over. All right. Similarly, we'll have to increase the voltage. Say for this, as I told you, you have to take few readings, 3, 4, at least 4 readings, 3 readings you are supposed to take, right? So again, I have increased the voltage at 130 volt, and the corresponding current was 4.44. And at that time also the same capacitor, so there is no resistance. So that's why 0 is the wattage consumption. Similarly, when I have increased it 150 volt, at that time the current was 0.52, but the wattage is again 0 because the capacitor do not have any resistance. All right, students. So in next phase, what we will see, we will connect see the series RLC circuit. Okay, series RLC circuit. So let us again make it 0, right? We are making it 0 and we are switching it off. Now we'll have to connect the series RLC circuit. So what can we do, right? So this point, right? So this point we will have to take from here we will connect it R, right? Which we have connected to capacitor, right? So previously this just from 300 voltage terminal we have connected to. So let us take it from here to resistor, right? Resistor we have connected. See, from this terminal we are connecting the resistor. Then the RL is connected. That's why I have not opened this wire, right? In order you have to learn how to save time also, right? In practical experiment, right? So we have connected it. Then from L we have to connect the C. So that means this point, if we connect it to this, and then the C, other end of the C is coming to where? The reference voltage common point. So you can see we have connected it to reference point, it is coming. So we have to connect this one. So let us take a wire, right? So we will be connecting it. So our series RLC circuit is ready. Okay. All right. So actually, I am demonstrating for the same voltage, 120 volt for all the cases. But you can take it 130, 150, whatever voltage within the, of course, within the range, right? Each and every equipment has a specification that you have to apply this voltage, not more than that. Otherwise, it can damage the voltage also. So now series RLC, this circuit is ready. And for this circuit, what are the components? This circuit, see, this part is always fixed. That's why I'm not altering these things, right? We will be require one power measurement device, that is wattmeter. We are connecting voltmeter, this one, ammeter is this one. So for this reading, say experimental circuit diagram for RLC circuit, that series RLC circuit actually. And for this one, say the table of data what we are supposed to take data for series RLC circuit, wattmeter reading will be required, voltmeter reading will be required, ammeter reading will be required. Besides this, what is required? Voltage drop across choke. That means choke means an inductor where we have the resistor and inductor, right? So so inductive coil, so it has resistance. So this is the choke, right? Sorry, this circuit. So this is, so we have to take the voltage drop across this VRL and the voltage drop across capacitor, that we have to take. All right. So in this manner, we will be noting down the. We will have to do this. So let us switch it on, and we will make the voltage 120 volt. You can see again in the upper scale. In the upper scale, you can see the voltage. I have made the voltage 120. Right? The voltage is exactly, I have set it. Right? So the voltage is, I have made 120. Now look at the current. Right? The current division is, say it is actually 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. Right? Current is coming over here. Right? So in order to get the current, we have to connect in the lower scale. So let us do that, right? So let us switch it off. Since that we are unable to proceed, so this now let us connect it. So at 1 ampere scale rather, right? So let me again do these things. So I am increasing the. See, we have fixed the voltage at 120 volt. We have supplied, right, across the RLC, series RLC, and you can see the current is coming in the in the lower scale. Now we have fixed it at 1 ampere, so we have to follow the lower scale. So that means 0.3, and the middle one is 0.35, and after that it is slightly more than that, right? Each division, so we have 1. So it is 355, we can say. Okay, 0.355. So let us write it as, so 120 volt, and the current 120 volt I have noted, and current is 0.355, right? Let us look into the wattage. Right? Wattage is coming very, very small, right? So the wattage reading is, and we don't have any option, right? Since we have already connected, right? So it is, say you can understand. So these are within this, it is 30 watt. So that means the lower, there are 3 big divisions, 10, 20, and 30. So again, the 10 means each division, each small division actually 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, then 10, right? So and the pointer is actually pointing between the first and second. So that means 2 plus. So that's why I have noted it 3. So say this is 3 watt. All right. So accordingly, I have noted it as 3 watt, right? So again, I have the multiplication factor. So actual wattage is 3 into 4. All right. So in this manner, again, I have increased the voltage, right? By adjusting the demonstrator, I have increased the voltage. So I set it 140, and the corresponding current noted, right? Since when there are, I mean, it is very clear that the pointer is between two point. It is the pointer actually pointing between 2 decimal, right? 2 decimal, or I must say 2 line, right? So we will have to take the middle value, right? That I have taken this one. So, but it will not make very different, right? So you, as much as possible, you will have to consider it. So I have noted is 0.425, and at that time the power consumption I have recorded 4.4, right? So 4.4 is the measured power, and actual power consumption is 4.4 into 4, and again, I have increased the voltage by increasing the demonstrate. It is 160 volt, and the current noted is 0.485, and the power consumption is noted 5, right? So 5, actual power consumption is Okay, it is 5.5. Okay, so it is 5.5, 5.5 into 5.5. I'm sorry, 5.5, and I have multiplied it by 4. So this is the reading, right? Now, one more thing is required, right? One more thing is required. What is that? Right? Say here, the voltage drop across the choke. Voltage drop across the choke, that is VRL is required. Voltage drop across capacitor, that is also is required. So what can we do? We can connect a voltmeter across this. The RL means this point and this point. I can connect one voltmeter, and I can connect another voltmeter across this capacitor in order to measure this. Right. So we can do that, or we can achieve it by, say, multimeter, right? Multimeter. So in multimeter we will have two measuring probes. So through that we will be connecting one here and one here. So we'll be able to measure this one, right? This is RL. Okay, RL. And see, don't get confused. We can use this one. It's just I have connected it some instead of this one. This resistor value can be connected here also. That's not a problem at all. Right? Don't consider any other thing. Right? Okay. So this is the series RLC circuit, and we have measured through the multimeter, right? AC multimeter, right? Let me see. Whether I can show you the multimeter, right? So it is coming as VRL as 36.1 volt. When we have measured from these two terminals, this one and this one, across this, when we have connected, we have found 36.1. And similarly, we have found the voltage across capacitor, right? Across capacitor, I have found 113.11 volt, right? So in this way, again, I have increased the voltage by increasing the Demostat reading, right? So auto transformer, I have increased, and I got 140. Similarly, I got 160. At that time, what was the current reading? 4.425. What is the power reading? So everything, and what is the VRL at that time? VRL I got 43.2, and VC again for each case. Whenever you are changing the voltage, applied voltage across the load, we are changing. So what are the voltage coming across capacitor, and what are the voltage coming across the inductor? Inductor means the choke. It means R as well as inductor together. So I have noted this voltage VRL, VC. Similarly for 160 volt also, right? Current noted 0.42485, and the VRL is 49.0, and this VC is 153.3. All right. Next is our parallel RLC circuit. Right? Parallel RLC circuit, you can understand from here. Let's look at this parallel RLC circuit. Okay, parallel RLC circuit, you can understand R and L, right? This is across the actual choke is there, and the capacitor is parallel, right? And in parallel case, it is easier for calculation purposes to consider from the current perspective. Current perspective means I1 plus vector sum of the vector current I1 plus I2 will be equal to I. So from there we will have to draw the phasor diagram. All right, you can see I1, I2. So for that, I have to measure the current through this. We have to connect one ammeter across this. We have to connect another ammeter across this capacitor in series with this capacitor also. That means we will be required 3 different ammeter. Now, one more thing. See, in this circuit, right here we have a voltmeter is connected across this, this auto transformer. See, across this voltmeter, as I told you, I have connected. Why I have connected? Because so far we have connected the voltmeter across the load. So here also, what I have done, right? I have connected one voltmeter here also. Here we will be connecting the same voltmeter, and besides this, so you will be able to understand there will be small voltage difference. That's why this voltage will be slightly higher than that. That I will demonstrate, right? So we are connecting one voltmeter. That voltmeter actually will be connected across the parallel combination. That means the load. All right. So I am switching it off. Right. I am switching it off. So I have to connect. So that means RL need to be connected in series, right? And the capacitor end also need to be connected here. So that, let us say, right, at this point we'll have to connect one ammeter, right? Ammeter and then RL, right? So say, and this C, one point of C and the another point of L is definitely is connected. So that point needs to be connected to the ground. So let us consider this point. That means L and C, they're actually connected, right? And this is our ammeter. So from this point, so from here you can see we are considering one voltmeter. So from this voltmeter, as if the, in order to give you the same feeling that the ammeter, then there will be a voltmeter. So this voltmeter I am keeping as it is, right? So from this voltmeter we will be connecting two ammeter. Say parallel combinations will be there. One will be ammeter will be connected from this point, right? So let us open this point, right? So R and RL. So let us connect it. So this one, this is, you can see one ammeter we are connecting, right? So we are connecting it to this point. So let us connect it to 2 ampere. And another, we have to connect. So that makes this one. You can see this R and this terminal. So other end of the ammeter should be connected to this point. That means the where we have connected the voltmeter. So let us connect it like this. And where we have connected this one. So voltmeter. Okay. Let us not fix it because from here another ammeter will be connected. From here, this point, another ammeter needs to be connected. So let us connect this ammeter. Another, let us connect another wire, or okay, and the wire should be tightened. Okay, otherwise the reading may not be coming correct. All right. Okay. Now this point, so from this ammeter point or ammeter or voltmeter, this point, see this ammeter is connected to the voltmeter in the same, in this diagram, right? So we are actually connecting this point because this point is connected to the ammeter itself, right? So this and this are same points, right? If you don't use this voltmeter and if you want to connect this voltmeter only, then in this point will be here, right? You have to connect from this ammeter actually. All right. All right. So we are connecting it. Say we are connecting this common point. This is another ammeter, right? To measure the current flowing through the capacitor, right? So other end of the capacitor. So that means the other end of the ammeter should be connected to this. Other end of this capacitor means this one. Okay. So we'll have to reclaim. So we are okay. So let us reclaim this one first. Check this one. So what we will be doing, right? Other end of the capacitor, we have to connect this. Other end, say let us connect it. This wire. So this terminal of the ammeter. Well, why we are taking the current is flowing small. So 1 ampere, right? So this end, you can see this end, it should be connected to capacitor. So we are actually so we are giving it to this point. All right. Okay, students. So now the circuit is from this point we are connecting one ammeter, right? So at this point we have connected to this ammeter, right? Then the other end of the ammeter is going to the capacitor, right? And other end of the capacitor is meeting at this point, the inductor. Now what left? We have to connect this junction, right? We have to connect to the reference. So how to? So that means we have to take another wire. We have to take another wire. That means either let us connect it. Okay. So we are connecting it to where? To the reference. Now the reference means the voltmeter common point, this point, right? Where we have connected this one. You can connect it to this point directly also, this one, right? This is also same because these and these are all connected to the reference point. Okay. So I am connecting it to the voltage reference. The other end of the voltage voltmeter, which is kept across the load. Okay, now our circuit is ready. All right. So we will be doing as this, right? Since we have started, right? We are from the very beginning. We are demonstrating with 120 volt. We will apply 120 volt again. See, we are giving the power supply. It is made green. Green means power is available here also. Now we will be making 120 volt. Okay, so you can see if I want to give 120 volt, this is going out of range, right? So what we have to do, since we have connected it 1 ampere, so here, right? So it is not permissible. Okay, so that means this one, this ammeter is what? This one, the resultant ammeter showing, right? So let us change the terminal, right? So what this ammeter? Let us connect it to this. All right. Now again, we have changed the terminal and we are fixed it at 2 ampere scale. Right. We are switching on, switching it again. Then we are increasing. Say this. We are trying to say this 120 volt. Okay. See, we have fixed the voltage 120 volt. Right. So it is, we have fixed it 120 volt. So we'll have to note it, right? Now the resultant current. What is the current value? Since we have connected it to ampere, that means we have to use the upper scale. So 1.2 and this one is 1.4 upper scale. So obviously in between there it will be 1.3. So that means each division is actually how many? 0.02. Right? So it will be 0.0, 0.22, 0.24, 0.26 like this, right? So it will be 0.26, actually slightly more, but we will consider it 1.26. All right. So this current. So you can see the voltage we have considered 120 volt, whatever we have noted, and the current is 1.26. Now let us look into the power measurement. So what power actually we are getting? See 30, right? And it is coming, say 30, 40. So each division is actually showing 2 unit, right? So that means here also we have 36, right? 36 unit, 36 watt it is actually showing. All right. So we are noting it as 36 watt. That is the meter reading. Now actual power consumption, again we have to multiply it with 4. So that is the actual power consumption wattage is 36 into 4. So we have got this voltage, current, right? Now this, as I told you, we have to measure the current, this one as well as this through this series RL and through capacitor. So what current we are getting through RL, that means R, this is R. So this current is actually going to from R then to L and then again coming back, right? So what is the value it is showing? Actually we have connected it in 2 ampere scale, that means upper scale. So So it is, you can see it is 1 point, it is 1, 1.2. So obviously it will be 1.1, right? And then it will be 1.16. Or how much it is? Let me see the voltage slightly fall. All right. Okay. Okay. So the voltage we are fixing, the current value here also, let us look into this. It is remaining more or less same, more 1.2. How much it is? 1.25. Okay, it is slightly changing. So 1.25 also we can. So 1.25, let us not take it. It is 1.25, right? Whatever you are observing at your when you are working. So this value will be what? 1.1, then 1.2, 1.4, 1.45, right? So current is, how much it is coming? 1.1. So it is 1.1, then 1.12, 1.15, 1.15. So what we are observing, so you are, I hope you are understanding. So it is 1.1 and each division is 0.02, 0.04, 0.06, 0.08, and then it is coming. So 1.12, 1.14, 1.15 it is actually. So it is a 1.15. Let us change, right? Okay. Now what is the current through the capacitor, right? Capacitor means what current? This one across this, right? From here, right? So from this voltmeter we have connected to, see this, from this, yes, from here we have connected it to this point, then this to the capacitor. So that means it is through into capacitor. So and the range is 1 ampere. So that means lower scale we will be using. So how much it is? It is slightly slightly shivering. So we will be fixing it, say at, so it is 4.4, 0.5. So you can understand it is 0.45 is this one. It is 0.45, right? So one division 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So so each division is 0.01 actually, right? So 0.01 means 0.41. Okay, 0.415, let us consider it. 0.415. Okay, so this is actually 0.415. All right. At that time, what is the wattmeter reading I have taken? Right now, the source side voltage. Now let us look into this. The voltage we have set 120, but let us look into the source side voltmeter. The voltmeter it is showing. See, it is slightly more than that. It is almost how much it is in the upper scale we have used. So it is not 120, it is showing 124 because 120, then in between this one, the bigger pointer is 130. So each point is actually 2 volt. So it is coming 122 plus, right? So are you understanding? That's why since we are considering the voltage across the load, so that's why I am actually suggesting you to consider this voltage. Okay, but if you use this voltage, there will be slight error. Okay, but don't worry for that, right? And similarly, we have increased the voltage, say 140. Then we have got the current value and the current value, some say resultant current. Then the current through the RL circuit, current through the capacitor circuit, and during that time, what is the meter? The power consumption the meter is showing this one, and we have multiplied it. And similarly, right, we have seen, see, source side voltage is higher than this one. So 140, we have seen the voltage across the load, but source side voltage is slightly higher than that. So that's why whatever calculation you'll be doing it this. All right. Now let me demonstrate that though the voltage is not required here, just how to measure the voltage. So this, say I am Okay, so say how to use this multimeter. See, a multimeter can measure a lot of things, right? Inductance value, capacitance value, current value, then the voltage value, right? So we have to measure the voltage. So first we have to switch on the power, and for what power we are actually using. So it is showing the resistance, but we will be connecting the voltage, right? Since it is already set for AC voltage. If DC voltage be used, right, for DC voltage measurement, then we have to change into DC mode. So AC it is showing now. Since the applied voltage is around 140, so we are fixing it to 200 volt. Okay, right now you see using this probe we can measure the voltage across RL. What the voltage it will show? You can measure it. So what is the voltage you will get? So are you getting the point? So in the previous case you have seen, right? We are supposed to measure the voltage by this ammeter. So this we can measure, or we can measure the capacitor voltage. We can measure like this, right? Again, so they are supposed to be very close, right? Similarly, if you need to measure the voltage across this, that also can be tested, right? Okay. All right, students. So now with these values, we have to do the calculations, right? How to do the calculations? That in the theoretical class also I have demonstrated, right?
Sir, could you kindly share this video because there was a lot of internet problems the whole time.
Yes, sir.
Definitely do that.
Sir, we tried to
Besides
follow,
this,
but at certain points it was difficult.
yes, please.
Yes, sir. Please share, sir.
I'll share. I'll share. Now the point is, if it is already 6, so if you have any specific
Your
queries,
voice is low, sir.
Sir, we can't hear you. Yes, sir, your voice is
Sir, we
very.
can't hear you. Your voice is too low.
okay. Now are you
Yes, sir.
No, sir, we cannot hear you.
okay?
Kind of.
Now
Sir, you are audible. Please continue.
okay. All right. Okay, I have increased. Okay, I have already finished. So let me stop the recording.